Hi guys, Colleen from Walking the Resonant Path. I just wanted to do a book review of a book I've just finished reading called The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. Now I'll do what I always do, I'll read the blurb at the back, then tell you what I thought of it. In 1901, the word bondmaid was discovered missing from the Oxford English Dictionary. This is the story of the girl who stole it. Motherless and irrepressibly curious, Esme spent her childhood in the scriptorium, a garden shed in Oxford where her father and a team of lexicographers were gathering words for the very first Oxford English Dictionary. Esme's place is beneath the sorting table, unseen and unheard. One day she sees a slip containing the word bondmaid flutter to the floor unclaimed. Esme seizes the word and hides it in an old wooden trunk that belongs to her friend Lizzie, a young servant in the big house. Esme begins to collect other words from the scriptorium that are misplaced, discarded, or have been neglected by the dictionary men. They help her make sense of the world. Over time, Esme realizes that some words are considered more important than others, and that words and meanings relating to the woman's experience often go unrecorded. She begins to collect words for another dictionary, the Dictionary of Lost Words. Set when the women's suffragette movement was at its height and the Great War loomed, the Dictionary of Lost Words reveals a lost narrative hidden beneath the lines of histories written by men. It is a delightful, lyrical, and deeply thought-provoking celebration of words and the power of language to shape our experience of the world. Now, to be honest, I found this a little slow to get into, but I really liked it once I got into it. It was really great, and what I really liked about it was the fact that it was about the etymology or the origins of words and how the words got their meanings. And a lot of this actually was based in fact. It was all the history was pretty accurate of the English Oxford Dictionary and had all the war and the suffragette movement, which was really good. And also I found out that a lot of the people in this book were actually real people that worked on the first Oxford English Dictionary. Pretty much all except for the main girl, who was Esme, and her father, I think. But a lot of the other people in it were real people that worked on the creation of the first English Oxford Dictionary. And what I really liked was a discussion of how words were gendered, and also how they were classist as well. Just a little warning, by the way, if you don't like swear words, you might not want to read this, because obviously when they were talking about gendered words, you had to talk about swear words, obviously. So, and also, class words, you had to talk about swear words, but also gendered words, because a lot of gendered words, or words that are used as insult, were actually very feminine. And the dictionary was mainly written by white men, the very first one. But there were some women in there, and they helped to, expand the vocabulary that was included. But I thought this was a really interesting book, and all the actual historical references in there were really good. But I really did like Esme and Esme's character, even though I found it very slow to get into. When Esme grew up and became part of the scriptorium and part of the lexicographers, I really enjoyed that part of it a lot more than the beginning part where she was under the desk collecting the words. But you did need the beginning of the story just to understand who Esme was and why she was so fascinated by the words. And I think I loved it so much because I love the written word. I love any words. I love the spoken word, the written word. I just love words. And this was, as I said, about how words came to be and how their meaning came to be and how their meaning evolved over time and how it can have many different meanings, and the meanings that got included to the meanings that got discarded depending on gender, race, culture. So, I thought that was fascinating, and just Esme's story and why she loved words and how words shaped her life and how they shaped the experiences and lives of all people. And they even had words particular to war when the war came, and words particular to the suffragette movement and how whether they were included and what they meant and why they weren't included. And it was really interesting about that, but I thought it also could have gone more deeply into that. I mean, I know we wanted Esme's story, and that was really nice and good, but I would have also liked a bit more in-depth about different words and why they were included and why they weren't included, and a lot more words, because that's what this book was about, so I would have liked that. And also, as I said, it was a bit slow to get into it, but once you got into it, I liked it, and I liked all the discussions about, race and class and gender and culture and why words are included and not included. So I really loved that bit. As I said, I liked Esme's story as she got older. That was good. I didn't really love the ending, to be honest with you. Esme's ending, or really the ending at all. I didn't really love that. But I understood why they did it that way, but it wasn't a great love of mine. But I did like the fact at the end they included and acknowledged that Aboriginal words, that we lived on the land of the Australian First Nations people, and yet most of us don't speak Australian First Nations language. So they discussed that a little bit at the end. So I did like that they included that fact that, we live on a land where the majority of people don't speak the languages of the original inhabitants of the land we live on. So I did like that discussion at the end. I just wasn't thrilled about Esme's ending, or really the ending in general. But overall, I really like the book, and I really like the discussion of the etymology of words. So that is the Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams, and I would give it 4 cauldrons. Well, I hope you have a glorious day and do whatever resonates within your soul. Bye now.